Yeah, Skip. Would you?
No.
What?
No, Cowboy fans. No, triple no. Help me out. What is this, like the 6th or 7th time Jamal Adams since the end of the last season has asked for a trade?
Yep.
Right? Didn't he ask for one 2 weeks ago, or was it 3 or 4 weeks ago? Look, I have no doubt about Jamal Adams' ability. He made first team All-Pro. But I do have doubt. I have lots of doubt about what Jamal Adams is really made of. His intangibles, his leadership potential, his winner's intangibles seem to be lacking to me. Because, Shannon, he seems to have an overinflated opinion of himself. He thinks he's become Ronnie Lott or Ed Reed or Troy Polamalu all rolled into one. And I'm just not sure about that. So he's terminally unhappy. He's always making locker room waves because he wants more. And to acquire him would take way more, because now it looks like the Jets would want 2 first-round picks for him, and then he would want from you
2? Oh,
I don't know, 18, 19, maybe 20 million a year to be that superstar safety that he believes he has become.
Right.
And Shannon, to me, here's the stat on him, and maybe this is unfair, but since his rookie year, of all the defensive players who have played 46 or started 46 plus games, he's tied for 3rd in the league in most losses in which he has participated. Well, that's not all his fault, but he seems to have become part of a losing culture in the Jets. He has not been able to change the losing culture in New York with the Jets. So to me, the one who got away for my Dallas Cowboys was Earl Thomas.
Yes.
He is the flip side of Jamal Adams. Earl Thomas is a flat-out, born and raised in Texas stud with huge winners intangibles. He is a game changer on the field and in the locker room. He would have changed life for my Cowboy defense. And you remember what happened. Jerry Jones thought he had a deal, and at the last second, John Schneider did what Dak and his new representative did to Jerry Jones. They jerked the rug out from under Jerry. John Schneider said, April Fools, it's going to cost you more. Whatever it was, they bumped it up a whole nother round of draft picks. And Jerry, once he gets bent out of shape, the deal is over.
Deal done.
It's over, because he has maybe as quick a temper as I've ever seen, and once it goes, it is gone. So that was the end of Earl Thomas in Dallas. Now he's a Raven. Good for the Ravens. He's a perfect fit for the Ravens, and I think he started changing life for them last year. So that's the one we needed, not Jamal Adams.
I'm looking at the people. I'm looking at the teams on his list, Skip. 6 of the 7 made the playoffs. Ravens made the, obviously. Ravens, Texans, Chiefs, Eagles, 49ers, Seahawks.
Except for
the
my
Cowboys.
And they are America's team.
Skip, when I look, I think he's a good safety. But I'm not trading. Skip, how you going to trade him and then give him the money, and you got Dak that's been there for 4 years? Man, Skip, Dak could never come to camp. Dak can say, you know what, Jerry, I'm done. I'm out. Forget y'all.
That's true.
Ain't no way. That would be the last straw. Skip, when I look at Jamal Adams, I think he's a good safety. But is he Ed Reed? Is he Troy Polamalu? No. I mean, you look at his first 3 years, Skip, he got 2 picks. Ed Reed had 21 picks in his first 3 years. Ed Reed, his ball hawk.
He didn't come until after.
He came the year after I left. He came the year after. Yes, year after I left.
Skip.
Jamal is a box safety. He does a better job of stopping the run, and he'll blitz.
I agree.
But as far as like down the field, that's not his expertise.
Nope.
And I don't see someone giving up 2 first-rounders and paying him the kind of money that he's going to want. Like I said, Skip, I think he's a good safety. I think he's one of the top safeties. But I'm not taking him over Honey Badger. I'm not taking him over Honey Badger. No. No, he can't do what Honey Badger does.
Well, he's no ball hawk.
No. Honey Badger plays the slide. He can blitz. He can drop in coverage. Now he plays good against the run. So for me, Skip, at some point in time, you got to stop. You got to stop making all these noise. Make that defense better.
Make that defense better.
We think about the Jets. Did we mention anything about the defense? I mean, Come on. If you're that dude,
I love the coordinator.
if you Skip, if you're that dude, you got to make a difference. He wants to be thought of a Khalil Mack and an Aaron Donald.
Does.
Huh? Nah. Like I said, I think he's a good faith.
Well, hello, friends. Mark Holmes here with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo, as well as Joe Bear in the house. And as always, I want to thank you guys. And I also want to congratulate Cotton's sister for getting her job as floor manager at Chick-fil-A. Can a brother get a hookup? Okay. But thank all of you guys for being here. You know, I got to tell you, it used to be I hated Mondays. You know, it was like, oh, God, it's Monday. It was the end of the weekend and everything else. You got to go back to work. But then I started doing the Benet Emery show on Monday nights, you know, for about 7 minutes. I was the sports guy. And, you know, the first time, it's crazy. It's crazy the fact that I'm actually here and doing this stuff because I'm shy. Seriously. I'm shy. Ask anybody I went to school with. I stuttered. I'd get in a group of people, my tongue would get tied. I'd be like, my voice would change, literally. In fact, the first couple of shows with Benet Emery, when he first said, hey, man, you know what you're talking about when it comes to sports, man. I want you to be my sports guy. I was like, the fuck? Man, I can't be on no radio show, man. I can't do that. Hey, like, come on, man, it's easy. And then the first couple of and then when we had to actually go on TV, we went to Tyler, Texas, and we were on Good Morning Tyler. Man, I was like, I got to go on TV. I had to put on a suit. And you know how much I hate wearing a suit. I had to put on a suit. I had to get cleaned up. And then I was going on TV. Until I saw that they had a CPR dummy and a person showing how to use CPR. Then they had some people that were dressed up kind of like scarecrows and all that. I was like, oh, okay, this ain't like real big time TV. This is brought down a little bit. So it calmed me down a little bit and everything else. And I did pretty cool. And it's just been contagious. So it's crazy. But I now look forward to Monday and Friday night like you don't know, because I want to be hanging out with you guys, especially like you, Robert Jacquez. Thank you very much for that. Happy Father's Day. And let's get Adams. Well, we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about getting Jamal Adams. Miss Jackie, how are you doing? I saw Miss Anita. I see Ethan right there. I see Cotton. I see Robbie Radford. Every time I see it, I want to think of Rockford. For some reason, I always, in my mind, see Rockford, not Radford. Kevin G, okay? Franklin Mattis. How you doing? Howard Floyd. Howard. Hey, you guess what? I've been working on training the fish. Shout out to Howard Floyd, who has a fish named after him. Dude, I got Howard Floyd Jr. swimming in my hand. I can pick. I'm serious. He likes to get his belly rubbed. He little Big Woozy. If he comes in tonight too, his fish is kind of shy. He's kind of shy, but he's getting closer and closer and closer. So shout out to you. PC, what's up? Q, Miss Anita, thank you. I got the package yesterday. You and Miss Jackie, I'm going to wait till Sunday. I'm going to wait till Father's Day. It's been teasing me. It's been teasing every day. I know it's some good stuff. I know it's some good stuff here. And I want to open it, but it's like, I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait, man. So, couple of things about Skip, and Shannon Sharp. I'm just sitting here thinking for a second, because Skip Bayless, a guy who I think is on the hot seat, his contract, and you know what's funny? I did a video about 2 weeks ago, or a week and a half ago or so, because I was saying that Skip Bayless might be on the hot seat. After they got rid of Jabba the Hutt, Fox Sports 1's kind of changing the whole thing. I got to tell you, Skip is just kind of looking old and tired. And it's like he's worn out his welcome. I got to tell you, it's just like, you still need to listen, because from time to time they do say something good. But you also have to know the enemy. You got to know the competition. You got to learn what they do and do it better. That's why you always got to strive to be better. They said something. He said the guy that got away was Earl Thomas.
too much money.
Well, and see, here's the thing, because their argument about this was, and both of them were like, nah, man, no. Jamal Adams, the Cowboy, no. Because he going to want like 16, 18, $20 million. Well, okay, no safety's getting $20 million. And now they're saying they want 2 number ones. Well, if they couldn't get a 1 and a 3, what makes you think they're going to get 2 number ones? Ain't nobody trading 2 number ones for safety. It's not going to happen. Oh, damn. Howard freaking Floyd, I think I'm going to go buy another fish just because you and that super Dern's chat. It's red. It is it's like the sun. It's burning me. It's red. Oh, man. I went to the eye doctor. They told me I need to wear sunglasses. I'm going to need some sunglasses just for that super chat because that thing was so bright. Damn, man. Holy moly. Whoa. It's going to be a red fish. It's going to be red, Howard. Thank you very much for that super chat. So they were saying that Earl Thomas was the guy that got away. Earl Thomas, the guy who fortunately got away from his wife, who was chasing him with a knife and a gun, right? Fortunately, he got away. But they were saying that he was the one that got away, and he's changed the culture in Baltimore. Earl Thomas didn't he get $14 million last year?
He did, but
Wait. So hold on. Wait, I want to back this up for a second. He got $13 or $14 million last year to go to Baltimore, and they're saying that he's changed the culture, that, because they talked about Ed Reed getting like 21 interceptions in 3 years and things like that, and they put Earl Thomas on pedestal, and believe me, I wanted Earl Thomas. I did. But to go ahead and say that Earl Thomas, because Earl Thomas is now 31 years old. Earl Thomas is 31. He ended up with only 49 tackles, 2 sacks, and 2 interceptions last year. So you're telling me that Earl Thomas was the guy to buy the farm for, but you're saying Jamal Adams, and let me make sure I know what I'm talking about here. Hold up. Let's go to the stats, because I don't want to make shit up. I want to make sure that I have the numbers right. So here we have Jamal Adams' stats. I believe he's 25. Is he 25? 25, I think. So he's 6 years younger, has less miles on him than Earl Thomas. And Earl Thomas, let's make no mistake about it, Earl Thomas has always been on really good defenses, okay? You can look at the Legion Boom, where you had outstanding players all throughout that defense. I mean, between, Michael Bennett's and the Cliff Averils and those guys on the defensive line, having Cam Chancellor, having Richard Sherman. It wasn't like he was the only guy that was there. So let me make sure I get this right. So last year, he had 61 tackles to Earl Thomas's 49. Nothing to write home about. 7 pass defense, right? 2 forced fumbles and a fumble return for a TD and an interception. So that's 3 turnovers that he had. Am I wrong on that? He had more tackles on a bad team, on a bad defense. He had 12 more tackles than Earl Thomas. He's 6 years younger. Howard Floyd, super shout out to you. Damn, dog. Did you rob the bank? Come on, man. Did you find the armored car? I heard there was an armored car that lost a whole bunch of money. You must have found one of them bags. Damn, Howard. Woo! You smoking it. Damn. But Michael's shaking. Look, Michael's like, damn. You know what? I tell you what, Howard. You know what we're going to do? I'm so excited. I am so excited. I got to remember to look for the red light. See, there's a red light here, a green light there, and a blue light. So the red light is the light that's on. So, Howard, you're over here. So you know what I'm going to do? Howard, we're going to talk. Howard. Here's what we're going to do. For Father's Day, my wife wants to see her parents. We've been doing the whole, social distancing and everything, and she wants to spend time with her parents for Father's Day. So we're going to go down the country on Sunday. And I'm still trying to social distance. Okay, now my eye doctor, today I went there, she told me something that I didn't know. she said that actually you can tell if you have a coronavirus through the eyes as well. You know, when they go through, they take the picture and stuff, you can see the virus in the eyes. She's like, you good. You ain't got it. So I'm like, okay, that's cool. But I didn't know that was actually the case. But what I'm going to do on Sunday, I finally got the plans together for the red brick house. The architects finished it, so next week I'm going to go down and get the building permit. But I'm actually going to get started doing some work. We're going to start working on the front porch. And since you put that into it, I am going to dedicate some of that front porch to you helping out, because, see, that red brick house is, to me, like this country. It's 200 years old this year, 2020. It was built in 1820. And just like this country, it needs a lot of damn fixing up to do. It's a fixer-upper. You know, it's got some rotted wood. It needs to be scraped, get rid of the lead paint. You know, I got to fix the foundation. I had a few termites. So I'm going to be fixing this thing, and before the end of this year, I'm going to make that thing live again. And I hope that we can do the same thing with our country, that we can go ahead and fix this country up. So shout out to you, my man. Damn, I can't thank you enough, man. I really can't thank you. Seriously, I can't thank you enough. So back to this Earl Thomas part of it. So let me see if I get this straight. What you're saying is it would be better for us to have signed Earl Thomas at 31 years old at $14 million. And let's say it ends up being that we pay Adams 16, say $2 million more a year. Do you look at Earl Thomas and say he's going to play for another 2-3 years? He's had an injury history, and now he got his wife chasing after him with a knife. Okay, so, right, I mean, doing some stupid stuff. So, wait, you're saying that he's a leader. Oh, let me make sure I get this straight. You're saying he's a leader in the locker room. You know, he's changing the culture. I'm not sure that's the way I want my culture changed in the locker room. I'm not sure that that's the way I want it done just right. I mean, seriously. Seriously. And I look at it, we're talking about the A's. So he had better numbers than he did. Am I wrong? Am I wrong about that? Little touchdown. What's up? Play off a different beast. We're going to do it against the gangster tight end without elite safety. Kittles, O.J. Howard, Gronk, etc. Well, that pass rush is going to make a difference. Now, so back to them. This is crazy because they've now done the Dak Prescott to Jamal Adams. Did you hear what they said? Let me make sure I have exactly. Tied for the third most lost. He's tied for the third most lost. Are we talking about the Jets? It's not like he got there and all of a sudden they got bad. They've been bad forever. I'll give you another one here, because you know what? Here's what I'm gonna do. Here's what. Wait. Hold up. Demario Davis stats. Because see, the Jets stink. They stink, man. I'm sorry. They are a pathetic organization. They don't run things very well. Because see, they were faced with a situation similar with Demario Davis. Now, Demario, of course, didn't hold out or anything like that. He was a free agent. They didn't want to pay him. Okay? So in 2017, my man had 5 sacks as a linebacker, 135 tackles, 97 solo tackles, 1 forced fumble, 3 pass defended, no interceptions. And they decided, nah, we don't want to pay him. No. We don't want to pay him. They didn't want to pay him. A linebacker, let me make sure I get you, let you let this know. The worst year he had as a Jet, other than his rookie year, was 90 tackles. 90 tackles, okay? Every year, look, 3.5 sacks, 2 sacks, 2 sacks, 5 sacks, okay? 5 sacks, 4 sacks, okay? Look at this, 106 tackles, 116, 90, 99, 135, 110, 111. Carlos Fisher, thank you very much for that super chat sticker, man. Keeping it up. So you didn't want to sign him to a deal, right? But look what my man still did after he came back. Look, at New Orleans, and he plays downhill. 5 sacks, 4 sacks, 110, 111 sacks. They didn't want to re-sign him. Demario Davis, they were a crappy defense even with Demario Davis making those kinds of numbers. They're a cesspool. They're not good. They don't have a lot of great players. I'll take DeMario. I wish we had gotten DeMario Davis because that guy plays crazy. I mean, he literally is an absolute positive beast. Check him out on Instagram. You will see him literally underwater doing push-ups at that. I mean, he is an absolute positive beast. And the Jets let that guy go for nothing as a free agent. So if you are going through and saying what you're saying about Jamal Adams, that, well, he didn't change the team. Well, I tell you what, this guy right here has been an absolute beast, and it has nothing to do with the Jets. The Jets still stink. Crystal, thank you for becoming a member. Shout out to you, Crystal May. Appreciate it. Man, I'm getting all kinds of love tonight. Holy moly. I'm so loved. I'm so loved. Emily Ann in the house. What's up, Emily? How are you doing? It is so nice to see everybody. Oh, my God. We're going to have fun on Sunday. So, back to this whole thing of saying that Earl Thomas was the one that got away, the guy that had 49 tackles, 2 sacks, and 2 interceptions. I say, Skip, sit your ass down, buddy. You don't know shit. Okay? True, he's an in-the-box safety. He is a guy who is a great run stopper. You know where one of the weaknesses was for our team last year? Michael, do you know where one of the weaknesses were last year in our defense? One of our weaknesses? The biggest weakness? Okay. Well, no, I mean the weakest point of attack. The weakest point of attack was the middle of the damn field.
I thought you said coaching. Coaching was.
Well, okay, we'll get to coaching too. Besides, I said defense. Kids today, they don't listen. Okay, listen. We gave up 4.6 yards in the middle. When it came time to stop running plays, we couldn't stop people. You remember seeing Mitch freaking Trubisky, the biscuit, run? Do you remember seeing him run down the field on our ass?
Because the way our defense was lined up.
Thank you. Because I got to be honest with you, maybe if Jamal Adams had been in the middle there and he stopped Mitch Trubisky and knocked the snot out of him, maybe we would have won that game. Robert Radford, thank you very much, my man. Daggone.
I don't know if he
If my people who are calling by my name will humble themselves and pray and seek my face, I will forgive them and sin and heal the land. 714 100 100 100 100 100 100 100 and 999. Thank you very much for that super chat. Stopping the run was one of the major problems we had.
I don't think we could have fixed it with him.
But it's collective though. It's see, that's the thing, because you got Skip and Shannon basically saying, "Oh, well, their defense was no good because Jamal Adams wasn't, because he didn't." Come on, man. You got 10 other guys on there. Well, coaching too. But when you control the middle of the field, if you can take away the run and force teams to be one-dimensional, if you can put that guy in the box. Derek, bring your ass up to Virginia if you want some chicken wings, okay? Bring your ass up to Virginia if you want some chicken wings. I ain't shipping them to Florida. I ain't going nowhere near Florida. You got too much Corona. But thank you for the super chat. And Derek, I sent you a message and asked you if you wanted to come on tonight because, see, Derek, if you've been on my website, cowboyjoeboo.com, and it's easy now to actually order stuff, it's because of Derek. Because Derek, if you got problems with your computer, you've been on some of those sites that you don't want nobody to know that you've been on. You know what I'm talking about. And your computer slowed down real bad, or you got all these pop-ups and stuff. See, Derek can help you with that. Derek can help you with that. Let's say your technology challenge, kind of like, say Philly 500, you know what I mean? And he doesn't understand how you actually plug in a webcam. He can help you with that too. If you suck at building a website like I did, Derek, he can build you a great one. So definitely, he's got a whole 30 for 30, 30 minutes for $30 whole thing, and you think only 30 minutes? 30 minutes is a long time. 30 minutes is a long time. Because you ever have to sit there and kind of like, okay, yeah, okay, that's only 5 minutes. Oh, damn, it's only 10 minutes. Okay, yeah, 30 minutes is a long time. It's a long time. See, look, we've been on air. Let's check it out. We've been on air already for 25 minutes. If that was my man's 30 for 30, you still have 5 more minutes to tell him how much porn you got stuck up in your computer. I'm telling you, he can fix that for you. I'm hyper. I'm just excited as can be about Father's Day this weekend and going to work on the red brick house. So, just bear with me, because at some point it's just going to all hit me and I'm going to drop like a rock. So enjoy me burning up right now like a candle. So back to Jamal Adams. If they're saying 2 number ones, I don't see anybody giving up 2 number ones for him. You can want 2 number ones. You can want anything you want. But then there's reality. I can want to build that desk I built up there. Hell, I want $5,000 for it. I want $5,000, but it ain't gonna sell. I can't get $5,000 for it. Okay, you understand what I'm saying? Yeah, the Jets want 2 number ones. Well, they wanted a first and a third, but they didn't get that either, did they? They didn't. And I dare say, if it becomes a distraction, because actually they hold all the cards. Technically, they don't ever have to do anything with Jamal Adams. They have him under contract for 2 more years. And if they want to, they can franchise tag him the next year and franchise tag him the next year and just basically say, shut up and play. Much like what happened to Earl Thomas. Earl Thomas, remember, he kept talking, come get me. I want to be in Dallas, working out in Dallas. Teased the hell out of us. Teased the hell out of us. Oh, man, I want to be a Cowboy player. And, once he got free, went on to Baltimore, didn't he? He was like, yeah, Dallas, I love you and all that, but I love the money more. That's what he did to us. You know what? And I'm still pissed at him. Okay? But the reality is the Jets don't have to do anything. And this is where the CBA comes into play. After Zeke Elliott holding out, after Antonio Brown doing his deal, after, I can't remember the running back who was with the Jets now, from the Steelers. After that, the owner said, we don't want to have any more holdouts. So they changed the rules up on them. And basically, if you hold out, it's $40,000 a day. You miss a preseason game, it's a game check, a regular season game check. And now, before the teams would kind of say, oh, well, it's okay. It's okay, we're going to forgive that. No, it's not forgivable. You pay them. You miss the time, you got to pay, which is one of those reasons why I don't see Dak Prescott holding out. And the reality is, Jamal Adams, he can't really hold out. Because on top of it, you can say, you know what, I'm just not going to play this year. Okay, you can do that if you want, but guess what? They hold your rights for another year. So you are trapped unless they want to let you go. Now, you can be a pain in the ass. You can pull Dwayne Thomas. Le'Veon Bell, thank you very much, man. Thank you, Byron. Thank you. You can pull a Dwayne Thomas and be, not say a word, show up for practice and do nothing extra, be a distraction, but that's just going to sell your name for another team. So at this point, it looks like to me, the waters are getting poisoned. And at some point, the Jets need to look at this and say, you know what? Let's get what we can get and move on. We don't want this bad relationship that happens. We don't want to set it up to other players out there to think, oh, man, don't go there. They're not going to pay you, because they're not. That we're going to be vengeful, because that'll actually hurt the team and the brand. So at some point, you want to move on. It's kind of like the Redskins, who they just removed the Preston Marshall statue, by the way. It's like the Redskins with Trent Williams. They wanted to get a first-round pick for Trent Williams during the season last year. They knew, well, Trent Williams ain't going to play for us. Trent Williams is going to be a disaster. Trent Williams is like, screw y'all. I will never put on the uniform. And they thought, well, we get new coaches, we can work out something. It's like, nah, bro. Nah, bro. I'm not playing for you. In the end, instead of getting that number one that they wanted, it ended up being a third and a fifth. Not bad, but it's not the first that you wanted. You could have probably gotten a second from Cleveland during the season that had it out of the way. So the Jets can want, and I have not heard two. That's the first I've heard of two number ones was on Skip and Shannon, so I'm not going to take that. And the fact that Skip thinks we need to stay away from him, that makes me want him a little bit more. It makes me actually want him a lot more. So that's where we are. In my mind, we have 4 extra picks this year. 4 extra picks. This year, we will be kind of like the New England Patriots when it comes to the draft. Because we lost so many free agents, we're getting the maximum amount allowed. We're getting 4, a third, a fourth, a fifth, and a sixth. Because the players we lost in free agency. That's the thing that we never used to get. We would let Marcus Ware go because we cut him. We'd go ahead and, cut Des Bryant, and we get nothing in return for those guys. We wouldn't trade them. We would just kind of let them, get old and disappear. New England's learned, if I don't pay a whole lot of money to re-sign these veterans, I can be selective at the ones I do pay. I can bring guys in, maybe older guys that had a down year, get them to play real well, let them go, and I can get a compensatory pick. Because that's what we did with Robert Quinn. Robert Quinn, a little down. People thought he was washed up and on his way out. He comes in, plays real good, gets a big contract, and for that 6th-round pick, I think it was, we end up getting a 4th round. That ain't bad. Okay, you signed Randall Cobb. Randall Cobb, you got a 5th-round pick for him. He came in, did some damage for you, and you got a 5th-round pick when he left. You got Byron Jones. You didn't re-sign him to a big-ass contract. You got a 3rd-round pick in return. I'm not saying that's the number 1 pick, but you got 4 picks. So now, what we heard that they wanted before was a 1st and a 3rd. Well, we got 2 thirds right now. And if we play like we think we're going to play, if we think we're going to be a good team and have a chance to challenge for a Super Bowl, then that pick is going to be a late-round pick. And you're talking about a guy who's only 25 or 26 years old. Do you think you're going to be able to find a guy late in the draft of that caliber right now? Chad, you strayed away. What you doing straying away, man? You're impressed with him? Oh, actually, I haven't done, but you must have been gone for quite a while, Chad. Chad, you must have been gone for quite a while here because most of these things have been in place for a while. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we do all kinds of stuff, man. We're not going to sit and rest on our laurels. I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do this offseason because normally I build another locker. But, right now I've just been working on the cameras and so on and things. But I appreciate you noticing that we've been putting in the work and stuff because after a while, people get tired of seeing the same old thing. So you want to get better with what you do. All right, so we don't know if the Cowboys are interested in trading for Jamal Adams. What they said before, and it seemed like that they were interested. Of course, you're always interested. Stephen Jones always says that player acquisition is a 365-day-a-year. I did not get my lights, Dewan. I forgot when I was at Home Depot. Player acquisition is a 365-day a year job. And so you're constantly looking at people. That's where they even talked about Des Bryant. If it's a guy that can make us better, we don't care who they are. That's the bottom line. The bottom line is, can it make us a better team, and what will it cost us? You're going to have to pay him. Now, we know he wants to go to a team that's a better team, and I can't say I blame him after being with the Jets and being part of the loser organization. I know they beat. Stop it, Eagles fans. Eagle fans, I know what you're doing. I know what you're saying. That what you lost to the Jets. Yeah, we did lose to the Jets. We lost a lot. We yes, I know. But Eagle fans, shut They're not trading Michael Gallup. They're not. He's not going anywhere. You can forget about that. He's not. Forget that one. So the question is what will the compensation be? I'm okay. I'm okay knowing that we've got those extra picks. With us having 11 picks, a lot of those guys aren't going to be there. You can take some of those later picks, package them up, and move up some. So you have some flexibility there. And the reality is you have the core and you have a lot of the team that's really in place right now that you need. You need a game changer at safety. You need a guy who will be a headhunter out there. You'll be a guy who can stop the damn run up the middle and hopefully force a few fumbles, man. Now, an interesting take. Everybody always says that they never listen to Colin Cowherd or those guys and things like that. It's like, why do you listen? Because sometimes they actually have some good things to say. And like I said, you got to know your competition. And I'm not trying to be arrogant in saying they're my competition. I'm not on their level yet. But see, you need to check and learn everything you can from everybody to end up developing your own voice and figuring this stuff out. Well, Marcelo, I'm sorry if you don't like that, but I'd say a show of hands. I tell you what, everybody who liked the old video, except for Marcelo B, can you put a smiley face up for me? Because he said it was only 3 of y'all. He said it was only 3 of y'all who liked, seeing Carson Wentz go down. How many of y'all? Come on, let's see. I see Philly special, diamonds and not a row. Okay, yeah, we know you don't like it. You live that one all the time. Come on now, let me see, because I know I'm about 30 seconds behind you guys. Has my things froze? Eagles fans are a huge reality check. Oh, they're going down this year. See, Marcelo, I see 6 smiles, right? 7, 8, 9. So it's more than 3 people like it. There's more than 3 people. Okay, so back to Colin Cowherd. It's funny how they always talk about Dak Prescott, the reason the Cowboys, Nigel, I see you on Facebook there, buddy. What's up, cuz? Or, I don't know, are we cuz? Okay, you're Waynesboro. We like family. I'm actually going to be down on Sunday, Nigel. So, give me a buzz and stuff so that way I can come by and take a look at that house, Nigel. Shout out to everybody who's on Facebook. Sorry, it's hard to keep an eye on Facebook, on YouTube, and all the stuff in here. So, it's funny how Colin Cowherd is always saying that the Cowboys didn't win because of Dak Prescott, right? Isn't that what they always say? That the Cowboys aren't good because Dak Prescott. That he was 8-8. But it's funny when you listen to like Skip talking about the difference of Dak Prescott versus redhead. Not Andy Dalton. Yeah, Andy Dalton. Andy Dalton, it's like 3 points. Well, Andy Dalton is, he's only worth 3 less points. Well, 3 less points can be the difference of a win and loss. So he was talking today about head coaches and values of them. See, people seem to forget that we had Jason Garrett. So we're going through a list of coaches and saying, what is this coach worth as far as a value to the team? Do they make the team better or do they make the team worse? Who's more valuable, Aaron Rodgers or the coach? So let's listen to this take here. I just want to play it because, again, you want to listen to other guys because you can get another take.
Fox Bet came out with something yesterday. It's called spread value of coaches.
Spread
How many
value.
points is your coach worth?
What is he
now,
worth?
We all know. Bill Belichick's worth some points, right? Nobody would deny that. And, we know Joe Judge of the New York Giants right now probably isn't worth any points. Not yet.
With Jason Garrett.
So it came out Fox Bet. And the names at the top are not surprising. Bill Belichick is worth a field goal. Sean Payton, Kyle Shanahan, John Harbaugh, Mike Tomlin, Andy Reid, Sean McVay, Doug Peterson, Pete Carroll, Sean McDermott. What? Number 8
What?
is Mike McCarthy? Mike McCarthy is worth mostly the same as Sean McVay? What? He's worth more than Pete Carroll and Doug Peterson?
What?
He's almost same as Andy Reid. Well, how's that possible? I'm just going to ask you a couple questions. Did you know that Mike McCarthy's winning percentage plus a Super Bowl is higher than Pete Carroll's, John Harbaugh's, and Andy Reid?
What?
62%. Did you know that? Did you know that Mike McCarthy has more playoff wins than Vince Lombardi,
Playoffs?
Tony Dungy,
You're talking about playoffs?
Mike Tomlin, Sean Payton, Jimmy Johnson, and Mike Shanahan? Yeah, the guy that looks like a Chicago cop. Did you know that?
What?
How is it possible Fox Bet says he's a better coach than Pete Carroll, right up there with Andy Reid?
Oh.
Why? Because we were forced to take a side. In Green Bay, we had to pick a side, right? The media was...
Hold on, Howard. What the hell? Damn, a $50 super chat? Come on, man. Come on. Damn. Well, Mike, we got a lot of work to do this weekend on the Red Brick House, thanks to Howard Floyd. Appreciate it, man. Wow. Okay. Damn.
So, and this is so American media in 2020, political or sports, was so giddy with Aaron Rodgers. At one point, they were calling him the GOAT. I'm not making it up. We were calling him the GOAT.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Marino, Elway, Peyton, Favre, Staubach, Tom Brady, the GOAT. But the media, foaming, made us pick a side. How come Aaron's not winning more? How come he's not winning more Super Bowls? So the media said, Aaron is great and Mike McCarthy's a Milwaukee cop. But here's the funny thing, is that McCarthy left and Aaron Rodgers' numbers went down. His completion percentage down slightly. His passer rating down slightly.
What?
400 yards a game, or 400 yards total for the season went down. That's with Devontae Adams.
Oh, wait a
That was
minute.
with an improved defense.
Oh.
It's not like the Bears were good last year.
Oh.
It's not like Detroit wasn't a complete grease fire last year. The division was worse than the year before. How's that possible? Bears weren't as good as the previous year. The Lions were terrible because Matt Stafford was out. Minnesota was about the same. Not quite as good, but pretty good. Dalvin Cook got hurt. And the numbers went down. Is it possible that we always gave Aaron way too much credit and Mike McCarthy not enough credit? I mean, it should be noted that Russell Wilson has more fourth-quarter comebacks than Aaron Rodgers, despite almost 50 fewer NFL starts. Well, we'll find the answer out this year. Okay, so right now, if you think Aaron's the reason they won and Mike is just nothing, we're going to find out. And we're going to know probably by December 10th, December 15th. Because Mike McCarthy now takes over the Dallas Cowboys and Dak Prescott, who none of you think is great. You think he's good. You think he's his franchise guy. You think he's solid. You think he's a good leader. You think he's reliable. But you don't think he's Favre. You don't think he's Brady. You don't think he's Breeze. You don't think... If Mike McCarthy wins in Dallas and Dak Prescott flourishes, can we all then be authentic and honest and acknowledge, due to the fact we were forced to pick sides, we always gave Aaron way too much credit, and we never gave Mike McCarthy enough? I mean, he's not flashy. He doesn't have the square jaw. He's not John Harbaugh. He's not incredible at the mic like Mike Tomlin. He doesn't look as good for his age as Pete Carroll. He doesn't have that Sean McVay cool factor, the Kyle Shanahan cool factor. Maybe he just can coach. Maybe because Aaron is so cool and Mike's not cool at all, that persuaded us to have one as the GOAT and one as a bum. But we will know by December 1st.
I got your ass now. I got your ass now. So wait a minute. Wait. On that list that he had of coaches, did you see Jason Garrett in there? Did anybody see Jason Garrett on that list? You said that these are the top coaches that add 3 points to the value of your team. I didn't see Jason Garrett on that list. I did not see Jason Garrett on that list. So if you're saying Lorenzo Alexander Jr., you're not related to Lorenzo Alexander who plays for Buffalo, are you? Or did I ask you that before? Did I ask you that? I'm old. I'm forgetful.
That's okay.
What was the answer?
I don't think
Okay, all right.
it's all good.
But anyway, if you're saying that Bill Belichick is worth 3 points and you got Jason Garrett who's not worth 3 points, I dare say Jason Garrett might be worth minus 3 points. Can we then say that, hey, wait, that maybe we're choosing sides when it comes to Dak Prescott? That we're being forced to believe a narrative that's being put out there. That maybe Dak Prescott didn't go to the football factories. He wasn't that first round draft pick, like the Carson Wentz or the Jared Goffs. But because he was down there in the 4th round, that we just don't believe. We had to pick the side of the other guys, the guys who had the pedigree. You know what I mean? The guys that we thought about moving up to take, who are no longer in the NFL. Could it be that he is actually a really good quarterback? That maybe he doesn't have that pedigree? That he didn't have that coach who elevated him like a Pete Carroll or a Bill Belichick or an Andy Reid? We're going to find out a lot about Dak Prescott this year as well, because now we have a coach who's actually worked with great quarterbacks and had success in the playoffs. So this is actually a two-way street, and I appreciate this, Colin Cowturd. I appreciate that, okay? Because you just made the argument for Dak Prescott. As you talked about Aaron Rodgers, all of a sudden Aaron Rodgers' numbers aren't as good without Mike McCarthy. That maybe Mike McCarthy had more to do with Aaron Rodgers than Aaron Rodgers with Mike McCarthy. And could it be that Jason Garrett was better because he had a Tony Romo and a Dak Prescott? Because when we saw him with, other guys, Matt Castles, Cooper Rush. I'm not Cooper Rush. I'm just having all kinds of brain farts today. Brandon Weeden. That he couldn't do anything with those guys. That he had to have great quarterbacks in order to be successful. Oh, Matthew, man, I tell you what, Matthew, if you're in Tulsa, bro, I think you need to head on out. If you got some friends you can go stay with for the next week, I think please, man, thoughts and prayers. I'm scared that thing is going to get ugly. We've all been shut in, locked up. People have got the attitude of, I just don't give a rat's ass anymore. And I pray for tomorrow. I pray for tomorrow that Young Wilson, thank you very much. Aloha, Mark in the chat. Safe, stay safe, everyone, and go to Dallas. Sign Dak already. You'll do later. Happy Father's Day. I appreciate that. Thank everybody for all the Happy Father's Day. And please, listen, please, everybody, don't forget about Dad. Oh, we always remember Mother's Day. We always remember Mother's Day. What?
There's 5 of them in the pond.
You bought some fish? What, today?
Father's Day.
Why didn't you tell me so I could see it? When'd you put them in?
Oh, when you were gone.
You put them in earlier today. Look, he didn't put 5. Why wouldn't you tell me so I could see what they look like?
So I surprised you.
Thank you, son. My son got five more fish he put in the fish pond. See, he snuck them in. He snuck them in there. I got the black one. I got him swimming in my hand today.
Oh, you got one of the 5 of them? There's 5 of them in there.
Well, I've seen two. But
But it's hard to see them.
Okay, but one of them swam in my hand today. Okay, all right. So I got to see. He got me some fish. I appreciate that. I really appreciate that.
You'll see different colored ones there.
So back to this whole thing that Colin Cowherd has now said that the Cowboys actually have good coaching. But it's funny that he didn't say maybe the Cowboys underachieved because they had Jason Garrett. Can we move that through there too? Can we kind of say that, that Mike McCarthy is a better coach than what Jason Garrett did? You already talked about Joe Judge. Joe Judge is not worth the extra point, especially with Jason Garrett. So if you're a Giants fan right now, you shouldn't feel good about your coach staff. You've got the blind literally leading the blind, okay? Yeah, the blind leading the blind, and they don't even have the cane. They don't have the white cane with the red tip on it. They don't even have that. Okay, they are truly blind. Okay, little touchdown. Garrett held Romo back too. Romo audible out of 70% of late hand go. Yeah, see, and that's the thing. Little touchdown. You are 100% right. Because see, the thing that helped the Cowboys was the fact that Tony Romo could kind of run around and buy some time and wait for Dez Bryant to clear open. And see, that's the difference between Dak Prescott and Tony Romo. Dak Prescott is a timing quarterback. He is that guy that, okay, 1, 2, 3, boom. You're supposed to be there at that spot, the same spot every single time. And that's where Dez Bryant and Dak didn't work out originally very well because Dez sometimes get lazy on his routes. Sometimes it's shorter. Sometimes it's longer. And I'm throwing to a spot and you're not at the spot. So that's where we are. So if you are saying that Mike McCarthy is a better quarterback and is worth 3 points, do you know how many of those games last year, if we had 3 more points in a couple of those games, we're probably like 11-5 or 12-4. You know what I'm saying? That's a huge difference right there when you talk about 3 points in the NFL. 3 points, dude. 3 points is a chasm. That's huge. Plus, Dak's flexible moving around the pocket compared to Rodgers. You're right about that. Well, see, Dak, and he can use his legs a whole lot better. But you're right. Dak is, I think, actually better outside the box. Now Aaron Rodgers moves incredibly well in the pocket to buy more and more time, but he's not the same quarterback that he was a couple of years ago before all the injuries started setting in. He is actually on the downhill side of his career, in my mind at least. Garrett won't last a full season in New York as the offensive coordinator. Well, we'll see. I'm glad he's not here in Dallas. That was one of those ones that Jerry Jones sometimes is too slow to make a move. And keeping Jason Garrett for as long as we did, through all that we did, it's one of those things that in recent history, if you have not been brought in 5 years and won a Super Bowl with a team, you don't. Nobody else. Kevin, yes, I did hear Dr. Fossey say he didn't believe that there will be football this season for safety concerns. Football and safety concerns, that's kind of an oxymoron. I hate to say that, but football and safety concerns is an oxymoron. Now, we know that there's like 8 players on 8 teams that have players that have tested positive. We know, I think the University of Texas has 10 people in quarantine and 12 that have tested positive, and they've only been working out for like 5 days. I think it's going to be even harder for college football than the NFL. The NFL, I'm not sure how they're going to be able to go from city to city to city. They've already talked about adding 4 more players, going from originally it was 10 practice squad players. With the collective bargaining agreement, it went to 12, but now they're talking about 16 players on your practice squad, so you have some extra players. Yesterday, there was a helmet that was allegedly the Chicago Bears, which kind of looked like a Darth Vader-ish helmet, but kind of elongated. This had turned out to be, it was not an official helmet, and it was all that was kind of conceptually made up by somebody. But it's conceivable that they could make a helmet, maybe kind of like a motorcycle helmet, for example, like basically a closed cage, and have a breathing system into it. I don't know. I know the NFL has a lot of money, and if they look and say, we could lose $10 billion if we don't find a solution, that they could take some money and do a whole lot of research real quick to figure out a way. I think Jerry's becoming a bleeding heart to a fault. Well, I'm kind of, with Jerry, I don't know, Jerry, I don't know what Jerry Jones could say right now. I think, Michael, I think you're 100% right. The Jerry Jones, that maybe the best thing right now is Jerry Jones isn't saying anything. Vince, what did Andy Reid win in Philadelphia? Great point. Nada. He did go to a Super Bowl, but he did not win anything. And it took him quite a long time to get there. But one thing you can say about Andy Reid, which is something that you can't necessarily say about Jason Garrett, is Andy Reid has been great with offenses and great with quarterbacks. Because you look at a guy like Alex Smith, because Alex Smith wasn't doing that great in San Francisco. He actually played really, really well for Kansas City, and then you saw he went back to being Alex Smith when he went to the Redskins. You could look at Donovan McNabb and say, well, was Donovan McNabb a great quarterback, or was it because of the coaching from Andy Reid who put him in positions to succeed? You could look at a lot of guys that Andy Reid had that you looked at and said, that's not a great quarterback, but yet they play on an elite level. That is a quarterback whisperer. That is a guy who understands how to get the most out of a guy. Jason Garrett, I don't see that. I just don't. And there's some guys like Bill Belichick is a great coach. Bill Belichick, we're going to find out a lot about Tom Brady. I think Tom Brady's about to hit the wall. But, again, Bill Belichick is a guy who forever keeps you on your toes because you never know what to expect. You can't ever go to a game and say, oh, my God, I can't believe Jason Garrett, the Cowboys did that. There's not a single play that you can ever say, oh, my God, Jason Garrett, he surprised the hell out of everyone. He doesn't. Never did. And that's where coaching makes a difference on a team. And, there's so many things that you can look at this season. The fact that we were 8-8 when we had a coach that definitely didn't give us any points. We had a kicker who missed 11 kicks. We had a defense that had a hard time stopping the run. And even with all that, we were still right there, one game away from being in the playoffs. If we have a couple of more kicks last year, if we end up having Zeke, let me get back to a couple other things. See, I got so many things I want to talk about here that it's kind of crazy. Interesting point here. All right, let me flip you on over here. This is from Pro Football Fantasy Football, where we talk about Dak Prescott is garbage. So many of you guys say he's not the guy. But here's an interesting statistic here. Because if Dak Prescott did it, then everybody should be doing this. Take a look at this. Most 40-yard TD passes last year in the NFL. 40 yards. 40 yards. Granted, some of these are getting the guy in the right location, and he takes it to the house. Doesn't necessarily mean that the pass went, 40 yards or more down the field, okay? But knowing the guy that's open is still key, and hitting him. Pat Mahomes, who is in a league of his own, had 9. My quarterback, Dak Prescott, second with 7. Not Carson Wentz, not Jared Goff, not Russell Wilson, not Matthew Stafford, not Matty Ice, not Aaron Rodgers. Here's where it gets even more interesting. Nobody else had more than 5. That's it. That's the list. Pat Mahomes and Dak Prescott, with Jason Garrett as a coach. Kind of interesting, isn't it? Here's another one of these that's kind of interesting. Because people say that the whole offense is Zeke Elliott. That Zeke Elliott, best running back in football. But an interesting statistic here, take a look at this one. Rushing yards gained after contact, 5 or more. 5 or more yards after contact. That means you get hit and you keep on going. Derrick Henry had 85 of those last year. Chris Carlson had 67. Who? Chris who? Nick Chubb had 63. And then here you have Zeke Elliott fourth with 51. And see, that's the difference of Zeke Elliott last year. He still had 1,300 plus yards, but he didn't have those big runs. He was leaving a lot still on the ground. Young Wilson, thank you very much for that super chat. And I 100% agree. Dak is a top 5 quarterback. Haters going to hate. That's our quarterback. Appreciate that, bro. So that's another one of those interesting statistics that you look back and say, if Zeke Elliott can get a few more of those big runs after contact, if he can get a couple yards here, if we can get Michael Gallup to hold on to a few more passes, if we can get Dak Prescott to do just a little bit more running, run past options, if we can have a little bit better play calling, if we can stop giving up 4.6 yards up the middle of the field on running plays, if we can get a kicker who can just kick just a little bit better, all of a sudden, that's a really good team. That could be a really good team. And it's not like you have to say you need wholesale changes on everything. You just need guys to play to their potential, or at least play to their regular averages. Just not drop the ball. Get that little extra burst on your run because you're actually at training camp. Tackle better on the inside. Maybe you get Xavier Woods with the ball right here from Carson Wentz in your hands with nobody else around you. You hold on to the ball. These things are the difference between winning and losing, of making the playoffs and sitting at home and watching. And so, as I get back here, it's already 10. Man, why is time flying so fast? Why is time flying so fast? Will we have a season? Bad dog, I'm going to say we are. It's not going to be like a typical season. It's going to be definitely different. It may be shortened. It may not be very many crowd fans in the stands, but I believe they're going to be doing something. They will be doing everything possible to. This is kind of funny to me. Philly 500. I love that fact that he's got .500 on there, because that's about as good as I think they're going to be. I think the Eagles are going down. Call me a homer, call me a hater, call me whatever, but I'm telling you, I think the Eagles are going downhill. Them losing Brandon Brooks, that's just another nail in that coffin. That's just another nail in that coffin. That's another one of those hits. Missing on CeeDee Lamb. That's another one of those hits. Big Dog 3004. What's up, man? How you doing? Philly is constantly sending me text messages asking me if I'm scared. You're scared of the Eagles. You're scared of what the Dude. I am no more scared of the Eagles than I am of the Redskins or the Giants. You wish I was scared of them. Howard, man. Come on, man. Howard, damn. Thank you very much, man, for that super chat. Damn, Howard. I got to send you something, Howard. Howard, email me at cowboysmark94gmail. Right here. Email me, please, so I can thank you properly. Thank you very much. Damn, Howard. Wow. I'm not scared of you might beat, you might beat us. You might not. But I'm not going to be sitting here quaking in my boots oh my God, the Eagles. I'm so scared of the Eagles. Come on, man. Little touchdown. We better get Jamal Adams. Robert Jackson, Mark, say it, F Trump. You know you want to. Man, we're going to try and keep the politics out of here, man. We're going to try and keep the politics out of here. Although he did kind of say that Dr. Fauci does not work for the NFL, and he says if players kneel, he won't be watching. And apparently there's going to be a lot of players that are kneeling, so I guess he's not going to be watching. That's all I'm going to say on that one, because I don't want to start the fight on here, if at all possible. Okay, all right. So come on. Let's keep it. Let's just keep it football here. Let's keep it football. Philly special once again. It ain't me, bro. Speak your mind. I love to go back and forth with fools. Well, fools they are. And you know I can't make it through a day without doing this. I can't make it through a day.
What? Look at what? Is it this? Did the screen freeze? Is it still light? Look! Looking for the corona. Oh my God!
Big Dog 150.
Wow, that has to be the stupidest thing I've ever.
Oh my God!
Are you gonna take a quarterback back in the second round?
Oh my God!
Are you kidding me? What did you just trade Carson then? Are you kidding me? You just took a quarterback in the second round. This team is so good.
That's kind of funny, man.
They don't need to take. They don't need anything else, right? They're so good. They don't. This has to be for some sort of trade. There has to be something to this. This don't make any sense. Eagles UK, thank you for the super chat. I'm sorry. This is stupidity at its finest. There has to be something else going on.
I just love that. You know, that's one of those things that you just absolutely positively love. And what was it, Ed Holler? Or was it Ed Cry? So, yes, congratulations. You won the division last year, so that makes you a contender. Actually, what it really makes you is, chances are, since nobody's repeated in the division of the NFC East since the 2003-2004 season, actually, more than likely, you won't repeat. It's been 16 years since somebody has. Shout out to the Navajo Nation. What's up, Navajo bro? 64, how you doing tonight? And I'm going to tell you, take a look back at, say, Carolina since the Super Bowl. Take a look at the Atlanta Falcons. Take a look at the Rams. Take a look at these teams a few years out from going to the Super Bowl. What you'll notice, Troy, I got to get a new light. I dropped the remote and something happened to it. It wouldn't light up again. I don't know if it reset the programming on it. I don't know if it finally just burned out, but I got to get a new one. I got to get a new one when I go to, I got to go Home Depot is what I got to do. But the interesting thing is, you know, a lot of the talking heads out there, they seem to always forget. Actually, let's do this. Let's humor me for a second. NFL rankings. Let's go through, say, 2020. All right. So, let's see. Okay, power rankings. Okay, so here's what we have. Let's change up over here. Here we go. We got Kansas City. We got Baltimore. We got San Francisco. We got New Orleans. We got Dallas. We got Buffalo. We got Tennessee. We got Tampa Bay, Minnesota, Philadelphia, Green Bay, and the Rams. It's kind of funny because what they picked in here is mostly everybody who went to the playoffs last year, with the exception of they moved the Cowboys in, who weren't a playoff team last year, and they moved the Rams into 12th spot, which just missed. They had a winning record. They just missed in the playoffs. The funny thing is, because again, you got Kansas City, Baltimore, San Francisco, New Orleans, right? Those were like the best teams in football last year, right? We know that Buffalo, Tennessee, Minnesota, Philadelphia were playoff teams, right? as well as Green Bay and Seattle. The funny thing is we know half of the teams that made the playoffs last year won't the next year. They never bake that in their rankings. They never have foresight, because as we look at San Francisco right here at 3, you know where, let's pull this, let's see. Preseason. NFL. Let's look at last year's preseason. Can we just get like a straight ranking? Okay, let's get out of that one. That one's too many words. Here we go. Okay, so last year they had, as the number 1 team, they had New England, lost in the first round. They had Kansas City, won the Super Bowl. New Orleans, of course, the playoff team. They had Rams at 4. Rams didn't make the playoffs. Eagles at 5th. Well, they made the playoffs, not great. Chargers didn't make the playoffs. They were a playoff team the year before. The Bears. Bears didn't make the playoffs, okay? Colts, they made the playoffs the year before. They didn't make it this year, right? They had the Cowboys. We were a playoff team the year before. The Cleveland Browns had a better season, but of course they didn't make it this year. Steelers, they figured would rebound. And Minnesota Vikings, who were a playoff team. Do you see the pattern here? You figured, well, the Cowboys, they won the division, right? So they'll do it again. No, that's not how it works. Half of the teams, look, okay, let's go through the ones that didn't make it last year. The Steelers didn't the year before. The Browns didn't. Okay, the Cowboys were in the playoffs. They weren't the next year. Colts were in the playoffs. They weren't the next year. The Bears were in the playoffs. They didn't make it the next year, right? The Chargers were in the playoffs. They didn't make it the next year. The Eagles did. The Rams were in the playoffs. Well, they're actually in the Super Bowl. Didn't make it the next year. So that's 5 teams right there that were in the playoffs the year before that didn't the next year. So Eagle fans are up here talking about, oh, well, you know, we won the division last year, so, you know, we're a good team. We're a contender. Okay. If that lets you sleep at night till the regular season, go right ahead. But hate to tell you, buddy, that's not how it works. It's not how it works. So as we go through with this preseason poll that's got Kansas City, right? Baltimore, who wasn't a playoff team the year before, I don't believe. San Francisco, who wasn't a playoff team the year before. Cowboys, we weren't the year before. Buffalo, that could be one of the ones that doesn't go. Tennessee could be dropping out. Tampa Bay. As we go through, you got to look at these teams and say, you know what? Some of these guys, they're not going to be there. So we've been in a little bit of overtime here. And we're going to go ahead and get ready to end this thing because, well, it's Friday night and I need to go spend some quality time with my wonderful wife. Don't forget Father's Day, Howard Floyd, everybody else that did Super Chats. I appreciate it. There's 2 people that became channel members tonight. Thank you very, very much. Go to the community tab in there. There's a link to go ahead and get your shot glass to you. Or when you hit the join tab, it also has that link in there as well. So that way you can go ahead and email. And if you can't find that, email me at CowboysMark94 so that way we can get that sent to you. Chris, your rack, I got a new one. It's actually an extra large one. I'll actually get it on the website, but it's made to hold the mini helmets. So it actually holds 6, but it's like 30 inches long. It's big. So I'll go ahead and show you guys that one. But right now, get your shot glass ready because it's time to thank all you wonderful, wonderful fans and for me to figure out why I'm pixelating. thank everybody for being in here, man. You guys make my Friday and Monday nights unbelievable. I can't thank you guys enough. Thank you for all the super chats. Thank you for the channel memberships. Thank you for ordering the racks and things. Sunday, I'll be doing some live streams from the Red Brick House. Hopefully it doesn't rain too much, so that way we can get started on that. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Listen, we are better together than apart. And it's time for us to all start working together. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. And as Gerald McCoy says, spread love. Spread love.
Turn out the lights, the party's over. They say that all good things must end. Call it a night, the party's over. And tomorrow and next year starts the same old thing again.
Peace out, everybody. See you